All right, today I'm gonna go over how to open the hood, add washer fluid, and add DEF fluid on a 2019 Sprinter van. First, we're gonna come down here under the steering wheel, grab our release. And to get this open, you can see right here is our release. We're gonna lift that up and lift the hood like so. Then while you hold the hood with your head, grab this guy here and you can go up a little. This guy hooks in and then down, hooks into there. So now we have the hood open. A huge thing with Sprinter vans that you'll see is identifying the DEF versus the washer fluid. Do not put washer fluid in your DEF. It's about a $2,000 repair if you do that. And people see the blue cap, so make sure you make that distinction. So first we're gonna add washer fluid. That's this guy here. One thing I like to do is you can pull this tab open, but I like to remove the whole thing and toss it over here. And then we're gonna add washer fluid. So one thing to check is make sure your washer fluid's rated to how cold it gets where you're at. This is -20, so that's gonna work great for Colorado. But first time adding it and you live someplace really cold, double check that. I'll throw a link in the description for washer fluid, some cold rated stuff. You can throw funnel on here and then start filling this up. You can fill this up all the way to the top. And then once I fill it up, I'll run some through and just make sure that it all works. So I'm gonna pop our cap back on. That just fits over this little lip right here. Snap that into place, push firm, and that's it. Now we're gonna move on to our DEF. That's this guy here. So we took our cap off. We're gonna go down here to our DEF fluid. Now they say there is a special Mercedes one, but I would just use the regular Napa. This is what I use. Feel free to look it up. Do what you think is best, but this stuff is cheaper, a lot cheaper. And if you buy it at an auto parts store, it's significantly cheaper. So check it out, see what you think. One thing is make sure this guy gets put on secure because it will drip. And then this extends, and then we're gonna put it into the DEF reservoir. And one thing to know, when you get the low DEF fluid signal on the dashboard, you will be able to use a entire container. So it'll take an entire container of this. Another thing to know is if you do overfill this, it will just come out. So you can't really overfill it. It will leak out, but you can get one entire container in here once you see that light come on. And then just start filling. There we go. And there is a little burp valve on there, so it will just smoothly pour in. And that's how you top off the DEF fluid there. And also, if you have any questions, the user manual is actually, or the owner's manual in the vehicle is actually great to check and double check amounts, procedures, but it's all pretty straightforward. I think the biggest thing is just don't mix up your DEF with your washer fluid, even though the caps are both blue. That confuses people, and it happens pretty regularly. So the next thing is we're gonna close this hood. We're gonna undo our latch here. Boom. We're gonna grab, if you can lift, that pops out, and there's a little holder right here. And then this is our latch mechanism. So as you close this, you go about 6 inches and let it drop. And that is how you open the hood, add washer fluid and DEF fluid on a Mercedes. This is a 2019, so in future models it may change. But if this is helpful, give it a thumbs up. We'll see you later.